Now at 6, Joplin residents participate in the first March for Jesus event since 1998. Plus, the city of Carthage comes together to celebrate hometown hero Lane Burns. And we'll have some boating tips and rules you should be aware of during this Memorial Weekend.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Carrie Worthen. The inaugural Worldwide March for Jesus has been held since the early 1990s. The annual march took place this morning in Joplin. This is a worldwide march for Jesus. The last time Joplin participated in the march was 1996 with about 3,000 people. People marched with the praise music north on Main to Landreth Park and held worship service there. Pastors from all over the region joined to pray within prayer tents, and even baptisms were held. The community of Carthage came together today to honor the memory of Officer Lane Burns, who tragically lost his life in the line of duty last year. Carthage residents held a somber yet heartful remembrance ceremony at the local park, paying tribute to Officer Burns' dedication, bravery, and selflessness.
I mean, he paid the ultimate sacrifice, and we just want to honor him and his memory and his legacy. And I mean, although he wasn't serving here in this area, our community, he did grow up here, and this was always home for him.
Over 600 people attended the event. Meteorologist Chloe Arroyo joins us for the first look at the weather.
Well, it's been such a beautiful day outside. You can see not much in terms of clouds outside. We've seen our temperatures hang around in the upper 70s, 78 for Joplin. As it stands, slight breeze coming from the northeast, but not enough to disturb those warmer temperatures, hanging around upper 70s, lower 80s across the board. 81 for Grove, 78 for Fort Scott. So temperatures very warm if you're out and about this afternoon into this evening. It's going to continue to stay absolutely beautiful. Now, coming up here in just a bit, we're going to talk about those latest drought conditions as well as possible showers this week. And we'll also have your Memorial Day forecast. We'll have a lot coming up here in just a bit. Back to you, Carrie.
Thank you, Chloe. If you do head out to float or boat this holiday weekend, the Missouri Highway Patrol and local police will be watching to make sure you're doing it responsibly, especially with the new legalization of marijuana laws. Elizabeth Van Macher explains the laws and rules you need to know before you go.
Right, so Memorial Day is on Monday, which means floating season has officially arrived. But with the legalization of marijuana, there are a lot of people wondering what authorities are going to allow people to do on their float trips this year. Missouri State Highway Patrol says it's going to have a full staff this weekend leading into Memorial Day Monday. The biggest thing they want you to take away is just to be careful and understand that being impaired is the same no matter if it's marijuana or alcohol. With already one drowning this season, if you do partake in any activities on the water, that you play it safe.
We all assume in law enforcement that there are responsible drinkers, and we would like to think that there are going to be responsible THC consumers as well. So it's the ones that choose to be irresponsible in those areas, being driving a vehicle or operating a motorboat, that we're going to have our eyes open for.
And remember, it is a holiday weekend, so expect a lot of traffic, especially close to any sort of bodies of water. The Highway Patrol wants to remind you to be patient. Reporting in Springfield, Elizabeth Van Macher. Back to you.
And if you're planning to get on the water, make sure you are checking gas prices before you get on the lake. Usually you want to use non-ethanol gas in your boat, but the price can vary. Before you fill up, make sure you can check your fuel lines and your hoses once a year. Marinas also recommend watching for inaccurate gas gauges. If you are running your boat pretty hard, you'll need to fill up every 4 hours. The Transportation Security Administration hit its highest checkpoint volume of the year on Friday as millions of travelers take to the sky for the Memorial Day weekend. The agency tweeted earlier Saturday that roughly over 2.7 million passengers were screened at airports nationwide Friday. That is a slight increase from Thursday, when the TSA reported screening more than 2.6 million passengers. That was the highest single-day number since Thanksgiving of 2019. Coming up, Arkansas Middle School students honored veterans by placing flags at Little Rock Cemetery. Plus, we'll meet a veteran in Virginia that is mapping out veterans' graves in honor of Memorial Day. Memorial Day is a time to honor those who served our country. Many people do this by visiting the graves of fallen service members and placing flags on them. That's exactly what some middle schoolers did in Little Rock. Photojournalist Chris Ross was there as they honored our nation's heroes.
Well, today we're here placing flags on the graves of people who fought for our country and died while fighting.
I think it's important that the kids continue to do this, especially with this younger generation, because they need to know the sacrifices that were made for their freedom. They need to know that there are still people making sacrifices.
Being here is such a rich part of our history, and it's very important to remember how many people lost their lives trying to protect us and give us the best future we could possibly hope for.
It's good for kids to know that they need to give back, and it's not all about I'm just taking something all the time. They need to know that, you know, as a community, they have a purpose. They need to give something back to Little Rock.
While it's important for students to recognize the sacrifice of military members, veterans know that sacrifice firsthand. Thomas Nelson of Rosslyn, Virginia served in Vietnam, and in his retirement, he's mapping veterans' graves throughout the country. Nelson says his goal is to make sure veterans in Memorial Day are honored the right way.
I enjoy it because it helps families. People want to know about their relatives. I'm willing to help.
Nelson comes from a long line of people who served our country. A little later, the start of pool season is here. We'll have some things to watch out before letting your little ones near the water.
It's time to finalize your Memorial Day plans, but after you look at the forecast coming up next. Well, there's no doubt it's been a beautiful day today, and thankfully the sun isn't going anywhere as we head into tomorrow. Taking a look at our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, sun is shining, just a couple of high-level clouds here and there, but nothing to break away that sunshine, also warming us up pretty nicely. Our highs, as expected, into the upper 70s, 78 for Joplin, Pittsburgh 77, Iola you're at 78, while Chanute you're hanging around at 80 degrees, breaking that 10-degree mark at 80, so feeling very nice. And as we head into tonight, our temperatures are going to cool down into the 50s, upper 50s, even for Joplin at 58, Miami at 57, Garnett 59 is your low tonight. We'll warm down mid to upper 50s overall, and then we'll warm right back up even more than what we saw today. But with those warmer temperatures, we also have drier conditions. And if you're off to the west of our viewing area, especially Joplin, Miami, not as much, but still something to keep an eye on. Independence, Chanute, Bartlesville, even in the Wichita region. However, you guys are in more of drier conditions as we head into this weekend, and unfortunately not much in the way of rainfall. We'll see some scattered showers, isolated showers, but not enough to relieve us completely. Here's what we're expecting to see by the end of Monday as you head a little further west. Thankfully, you guys need it the most. We'll see some more rainfall here and there, but once again, with those warmer temperatures, we'll dry out pretty quickly after we see any type of showers. So here's a breakdown of what we'll see this weekend. Sunday morning, you'll wake up to temperatures in the 50s. We could see a couple showers off to our west, kicking us off for a couple of isolated showers here and there. Then Sunday afternoon, we'll see those temperatures ramp right up into the lower 80s for your high. And then Monday morning, this is fairly conditional depending on what happens as this storm develops off to the west. It'll break down into some isolated showers, very light showers off into our viewing area Monday morning on Memorial Day. But thankfully that sun will be shining and burn off those clouds pretty soon. So by the time we head into the afternoon hours, we'll see a little bit of sunshine, which will be really nice for your afternoon plans on Memorial Day. So here's a little bit of a breakdown of what we could be seeing Memorial Day. We'll see temperatures top out into the 80s, but above all, that UV index is something to keep in mind as you head into Memorial Day. So if you're out and about, outdoors, make sure that you're bringing that sunscreen and getting that shade as much as you possibly can. But above all, feeling very nice outside. Let's take a look at our 7-day as well as our 10-day forecast. Pretty consistent, but a couple of showers here and there. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll see a slight chance, as well as Friday and Saturday.
It's going to be a perfect weekend.
For sure. Oh yeah, that's the best part.
Hopefully you can get out tomorrow before work and do something fun in the sun before I have to come in here.
Absolutely, you should. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Chloe.
Yes.
Don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Skywatch weather app. The unofficial start of summer comes with warm weather and trips to the pool. Unfortunately, it can also bring some real dangers for children. CBS's Carter Evans spoke with a father who has an important warning for all parents.
It happened in a matter of seconds. Security video shows 1.5-year-old Cole Petit squirming out of his life preserver. He then walks over to the family pool and slips beneath the surface.
He went right to the bottom.
Just like a bag of bricks, just straight down to the bottom.
Cole's dad, Zach Petit, was just feet away putting sunblock on his daughter. He makes a dive for his son and rescues him from the water.
I think that I acted in any way that any normal parent would have reacted.
The difference is you were here to react.
Exactly. Exactly.
As a firefighter, Petit's responded to drownings before, so at home he has a pool fence and motion detectors.
If I had gone inside, hey, I'm gonna go grab something to drink real quick, I'm gonna go use the restroom, that small amount of time could have been the difference between, us planning a funeral or not.
An estimated 4,000 deaths are caused by unintentional drowning in the U.S. every year. It's one of the leading killers of children ages 1 to 4, with most of those drownings in home swimming pools. For families using public pools, the American Lifeguard Association says half of the nation's 309,000 public pools will be forced to close or reduce hours due to a shortage of lifeguards.
They're not going to have a place to go, and they're going to start seeking out lakes, ponds, levees, waterway, canals. There's no lifeguard there, and we're going to see more drownings as a result of that.
Petit and the Hemet Fire Department posted this video, hoping to educate parents about water safety.
I think if it ends up making one parent pay just a little bit more attention and saves one kid from drowning, and then our message was successful.
In addition to fences and alarms, lifeguards say you should designate someone specifically to watch kids when they're around a pool, and it's always a good idea to get trained in CPR, just in case. Carter Evans, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Still ahead, Brock Baldwidge will join us with all the local sports and highlights from today.
Well, the Webb City Cardinals are 3 wins away from a state championship. The Cardinals won their district tournament on Monday. Today, the Cardinals come back for a chance to host the Class State quarterfinals. Here we go in Webb City. The Cardinals are taking on the Kearney Bulldogs. Win or go home. So we go to the top of the 4th inning. No score. Kinley Hood goes opposite field for an RBI single. Drew Vondahar scores. Webb City strikes first. Cards go up 1-0. Top of the 6th now, close game, tied up 2-2. Interesting play here, ball outside the zone. Drew Vondahar gets stuck in a rundown, but he beats it out. Webb City takes the lead. Cardinals go up 3-2. So now we have to play some defense. Walker Sweet on the mound for the Cardinals with the bases loaded and 1 out. Throwing some heat for strike 3. Sweet gets out of that jam, but still 2 outs to go. Fans on their feet. Next batter. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3. Webb City gets out of the nail-biting jam. So we head to the bottom of the 7th now. Last chance for Kearney. Need anything? Nope, just looking. Called strike 3, and that's ball game. Webb City survives. The Cardinals defeat the Kearney Bulldogs 3-2. Webb City advances to Ozark, and they'll play in the state semifinals.
We knew we'd have to battle through it. We knew it wasn't going to be a blowout either way. We knew it was going to be a close game, so just kind of snuck one out here.
I mean, it's nerve-wracking for sure, but you just have to go back to the basics. You know, bases loading, those are situations you live for, especially me as a closer is kind of what I get brought into anyway. So it was a nerve-wracking situation, big-time moment, but just deep breath, stay composed, and just go right after the guy.
I mean, it was awesome. We knew coming into this game we could definitely play with any team, as long as we play as a team. You know, everybody came out ready to play today. We were ready to go. It was awesome. We had great team chemistry all year, and it's just all paying off now. You know.
So Webb City moves on to the state semifinals. The Cardinals will take on St. Francis Borgia, the Knights in this one. This game will be played on Friday, June 2nd in Ozark, Missouri. No matter what, win or lose, the Cardinals will play 2 games, whether it's the state title or for 3rd place in state. Well, the Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals are in action this weekend. Both teams have interleague matchups. The Royals are at home against the Nationals today. That game just went final moments ago. Washington beats Kansas City 4-2. Royals are now on a 3-game losing streak. So the St. Louis Cardinals are at home hosting the Cleveland Guardians tonight. That game is just now getting underway, and we're in the first inning with no score. So we'll have the full highlights from that game tonight at 10. Well, the Big 12 baseball tournament is in full swing in Arlington, Texas. Only 4 teams remain in the tournament so far. Starting off with the Kansas State Wildcats and the TCU Horned Frogs. K-State loses to TCU, so TCU will play in the championship game in that one. So moving on to the Oklahoma State Cowboys and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Oklahoma State wins, so they'll play another one in the doubleheader after that. So now let's move on to softball in the Super Regionals, and the Oklahoma Sooners defeat the Clemson Tigers 8-7 in 9 innings, and that is the final score of that one. That's it for your sports at 6. We'll be back after this.
The Milwaukee County Zoo welcomed this newborn camel calf. It says she's healthy, weighing about 88 pounds at her first neonatal exam. She's bonding well with her mother, AJ, and getting to know her father, Stan, through a mesh fence. The 2 adults have 3 male offsprings, but this is their first girl.
Aw. You know, sometimes I feel like a camel with the amount of water that I drink, or lack thereof.
Yeah, I drink a gallon of water a day, so I feel like...
So we're the opposite on that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Exact opposite. That's so funny.
Well, I've never seen a baby camel calf. I've never seen that kind before. It was really furry, like you were, you were talking about that during commercial.
So cute. I love it. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, Chloe, tell us about this Memorial Weekend.
Yes, of course. So this Monday morning when you wake up, be prepared for a couple isolated showers here and there, but that'll phase out pretty quickly as you head into the afternoon hours. But just a couple more days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, isolated chances for showers, but a beautiful weekend ahead.
Webb City baseball, Walker Sweet. He pitched in the Little League World Series, and now he's doing it in high school. So great to see him, get the closing win and help Webb City make it to the state semifinals.
I think it's really cool that you can see from the Little League all the way up through high school, just see him grow and be better athletes. So that's really cool.
Absolutely. Congrats to Webb City.
All right, well, that's our time for now, and thanks for making us a part of your night.